So I got this, the Spec Star Wars Collectibles Price Guide 2018, and it's got the first release of the Last Jedi toys. So it's like a guidebook concentrating on trading cards, action figures, all that sort of stuff. I'll do a really good review of this soon. It's a great book. It feels like a magazine, so there's all the vintage figures, really nice. And yeah, Princess Leia there. The prices are okay, they're not too bad, what they predict the prices to be. Still a bit low. If you go on eBay, you'll be shocked how much these figures sell for. And then shows you how to use the book. These are the old Topps trading cards from the 1970s. Obviously card 107, 207 I mean, which I've done an individual review on. So it's a really nice magazine. In the UK it cost about £16. I had a voucher so I used that. Nice magazine book. You don't really get trading books, I mean guidebooks anymore, but it's a nice item. And it's got some of the recent Black Series figures and all that sort of stuff, and some of the Last Jedi's, the Beckett Star Wars Collectible Price Guide. It's a US publication, and it's US $30, Canada $35.95 by Beckett. So, great looking book. Got a bit creased in the post unfortunately, but it's a useful item to have if you are, like me, a Star Wars collector. It's got 250,000 listings inside, so something you might want to consider getting if you're into collecting Star Wars. And these are the things it contains: action figures, trading cards, Funko, Lego, comics and more. Okay, so it's something you might want to pick up. This is an English publication. It's by Amberley Books, $14.99, and it's a Star Wars collecting book. And it's by a guy called Paul Amberley, I think, or Paul Berry, sorry, Paul Berry. It's an unofficial guide to Star Wars collectibles and memorabilia. And it's, I'll just show you, so it's quite an okay book, pretty good. Good overview of both vintage and modern collecting. There's the TIE Bomber. So something you might want to pick up. You can get this on Amazon. And it doesn't really have the prices, it just talks about... I had these two figures in my hand around 2010 in Forbidden Planet, maybe 2011, and I put them back. What an idiot. Anyway, and I had these two, Revan and Malik, at Woolworths in around 2007. I put them back for a couple of minutes and they were gone. You know, I and erred. I should have just bought them straight away. And vintage, I've just shown this figure on my channel, so you want to check that one out. The new Tri-Logo Princess there, and these two Bendhams, I've just shown those two. Flicks, oh, who wouldn't want that? So it's quite a nice looking book. Revenge Proofs, and then other things. You can get Palitoy, that FX7 is quite famous now. More Palitoy, so it's definitely got a British focus in this, because these are all the early Palitoy figures. That Han Solo was the first figure I ever had when I was a kid. In 99p, that Palitoy 12-back Han Solo. And the second one I had was the Ben Kenobi. Third one, what was the third one I had? Maybe Darth Vader, maybe Sam Person, maybe the Stormtrooper. Definitely the Han and then the Ben were the first two figures I ever got. So quite a good book. And then some other bits there. There's something you might want to consider picking up. I had this sticker book when I was a kid, Empire Strikes Back 1, and that one as well. So it's quite a nice looking book. Blackthorn 3D comics, all the comics, Dark Horse, Dark Empire, all the Marvel, Star Wars books and bits and bobs. So quite a nice looking book if you want to get that. Okay, so these are the things I've picked up recently. Not a big book, it's about, but if you're into vintage Star Wars collecting and modern Star Wars collecting and want a book that bridges both, this is something you might want to get, especially as it's a British focus. So Paul Berry, something you might want to pick up. I'll do a longer review down the line, but I'm just showing this as part of my haul. Okay, so that's the Paul Berry Star Wars unofficial guide to Star Wars collectibles and memorabilia. Okay, so there. So some old collecting toy magazines. So I've got Lee's Guide to Collecting Loose Figures Volume 2. And I've got them about a couple of quid each, maybe a bit less. This one. Great magazine, I love these magazines. I used to collect these, you know, I used to go Forbidden Planet and read them, but I bought quite a lot of these as well. So I've got quite a big collection of these, not the whole run, but quite a lot. So they have good stuff about Star Wars. And I've got this one as well, Lee's. It's 120. It's got Star Wars Saga Collection guide in there. So it has a great price guide. It has all articles about different toy lines and stuff like that. There's the price guide. Very cool. I used to love reading this type of magazine. Hot Wheels. Such a great magazine. Then there's this memorabilia about Star Trek UK magazine. Don't know how much that was. And then this one here, Model and Collector's Mart. Great magazine. The Star Wars exclusive. So this guy is based in Twickenham. So cool magazine. And then there's this one as well, Modern Collector's Mart, British one, with Freddy Krueger on the cover. So I might do better reviews of these. I probably will. These are about 15-20 years ago. Oh, that's 10 years ago. I mean 2005, so it's 13 years ago. That's 13 years ago. This is 2002. That's October 2002. That's January 2005. This is August 2005, and this one would be quite an old one. So probably 90s. Great magazine though. This one focuses on collecting loose figures like Transformers maybe. Early Toy Biz figures. Okay, so cheers, bye.